it's Karen Baker with an idea for using your Tonic Craft Kit number 5. This one is really amazing. I think this has to be my favourite of all of them so far. And normally I would dive straight in and do something with the stamps, but today I thought I would show you a different way of using your die cuts. So obviously you can see you've got lots and lots of them. They all fit beautifully together, so you can use them singly, but you've got 2 of each shape, so this one nests really well into this one. And you've got the same, you've got centres which can act as flowers or act as the stamen in the centre. But I'm going to show you how to create this card. Now this is using some very simple white cardstock, and I've die cut all of the flowers and leaves, and then I've just coloured them, and I've also used the gold gilding flakes. Now some of you, if you've got previous kits, will have this that came in one of the kits, but you can purchase this separately. And I'm also using from the kit the glue. This is a smooth precision glue pen, and this is brilliant for your glitters and particularly your gilding flakes as well, which is what we'll be using to create this sort of sparse gold effect all over the flowers and leaves. The other things I will be using are some of the Nuvo pens. These are the Aqua Splash, not the Aqua Splash, the Aqua Flow, sorry, in Aqua Splash and Forest Green and also Azure Blue. And you'll also need a water brush. This one is the Tonic, this is the fine one. And then I've also got the large ball embossing tool, which comes as part of your kit as well. So we've got all of those things together, and I will show you how to make them. So if we start off with some of the die cuts, okay, I've got some of them here. And what we're going to do is we're going to do some very easy basic watercolouring. So you need some sort of an acrylic block, some sort of water brush, and I've just got something to wipe my acrylic block as I change colours. So what we're going to do, I'm going to start off by doing these flowers. So I'm going to choose the Aqua Splash, and all you need to do is just scribble a little bit of the colour, you see, just onto there. Now this is very, very easy. It is simple enough for anybody to do. There is no skill required. I'm going to add a little bit of water to the colour that I've put down, and I'm going to do start at the base, and I'm just going to spread the colour from the centre out. You can see I am not being precise at all. I'm just pushing the colour that I've watered down slightly, and the reason that I'm doing that is I'm going to build up layers of colour. There you are. You don't need very much. You don't even need to wet the cardstock before you start. So I've just got a really basic colour, and you can probably just about see it there. Then I'm going to go in and I'm going to add slightly more colour, so slightly less water. So go in and then just build that on the top. So we're looking for a slightly graduated look with a stronger colour in the centre. Do excuse my croaky voice. This is the end of a Christmas cold. Okay, so we've got that like that. Don't need to worry about the centre because we're going to be sticking the next layer over. And then get the actual brush itself. Then all we're going to do is just flick a little bit of colour, and you've got a very precise point, so you can do very tiny flicks if you like. Obviously, if you've got plenty of water on there and you haven't let it dry, the flicks will end up soaking in. So if you want to get a really pronounced flick, then wait for it to dry. So you're going to end up with this sort of an effect. So I'm going to do exactly the same with this one. I'm going to do it really, really quickly so you can see what I'm doing. As I say, if you've never watercoloured, you could do this easily. You just need, if you haven't got a water brush, the Tonic ones are really brilliant, but you could just use a brush and a pot of water. So we're just going to get some colour in. You can see I'm not even making any real effort. I'm just literally slopping the colour on. There we go. Add a bit more. Bit of a stronger colour in the centre, and you can see how quickly these flowers will take shape. Okay, so that's that one done. So I'll put those aside. Excuse me. And then I'm going to do the leaves. So this time I'm going to use the green. So exactly the same principle. Scribble a little bit on, add a little bit of water, and this time I'm just going to go down to the centre. So I'm going to leave the edges of the leaves white. So just scribbling on colour to the very base of each of the leaves. Just pop that on. Obviously when you do it, you would take a bit more care. And then take the brush itself, the brush pen, and then just add the stronger colour. So it just gives a bit of depth. There we go. So you're going to end up, and obviously colour down the bottom as well. So you're going to end up with the leaf like that as well. These are brilliant. These are the centres. If you want, you could use them as flowers. If you take them up like this, just pop your finger, your thumb close to where you want to bend them and bend them onto your thumb. That's where you're going to end up with stamens for the flowers. And obviously I've done a few already. So I've got these ones here. That one's going to go into the centre. But what we need to do next is add the gold leaf using the gilding flakes. So let me get the gold. Now just be careful not to sneeze while you're doing this because it will go absolutely everywhere. Oop. All right, so I'm going to be adding, again, in quite a random fashion. It's not something that you need to be really, really careful about, but you're going to use the pen that you get with the craft kit. So this is the Smooth Precision Glue, and you're just going to colour it on. If you doesn't feel like there's anything coming out, just sort of press it down a little bit, and the glue will come out. There we go. And I'm just going to scribble over. I don't want to cover all of it, and you'll see it's hard for you to see in the video, but I don't know if you'll be able to see any or not. I'm just sort of scribbling a little bit along the top, and you do need to leave that to dry a little. So I'm going to leave that one to dry. I'm going to add just little dots at the end of each of these leaves. And then I'm going to do the same. There we go. You could add gold onto the ends of these if you liked. I've done it with the edges of the leaves and the centre of the stamen. So what you're going to need to do is leave that to dry. I've got those two pieces to show you. So what I'm going to do while I'm waiting for the glue to dry is I'm just going to stick these ones together. Now obviously you want to shape them, okay? So you can just do this. Put your thumb again at the base of where you want and fold them up. You can also use these ball tool as well. Okay, so if you wanted to give a little bit of dimension either way, because obviously the flowers are never going to be exactly the same. You see, I'm just using this, and it means that you get no creases and you get beautiful dimension and shape. Okay, so I'm going to pop those on and do the same with this. Fold it over sideways. It's just really fun creating something. Obviously it doesn't look exactly like it would in nature, but it's much more of a realistic way of treating the flower. So if I get some of the glue, use this glue again, pop those together, and I'm going to stagger them slightly so they're not, so these leaves are, petals are going in between the larger ones. Okay, because we don't want it to look absolutely perfect. Okay, so that's my basic flower. Now let's go back to the glue, because hopefully the glue should be tacky enough. Yeah, you can, it's hard to see on the white, but when it goes completely clear and see-through, you know it's time to put the glue on. Obviously with this, it doesn't really matter because I'm not wanting to get a precise effect. So what you're going to do now is take one of the flakes. Okay, they'll be in lots of size pieces, and I'm just going to look at where I've got my glue, and I'm just going to press it around on the glue. Now it will come off if you haven't quite got it on the right places. Pick off the excess and then just press it on again, and then just with your fingers give it a rub, and the excess that has not got the glue on will just come away, and you end up with something really pretty like this. So I'm going to do the same with these. Obviously for the smaller bits, I can just use the smaller bits of flake that I've used, and I'm just sort of pressing. There we go. Eventually you'll get to the point where the size of the flakes are too small. You can't really do anything with it. You'll just have to throw them away. But it has to be said, although these little tubs are small, you're actually there's loads in there because you don't actually use much of the flakes each time. So obviously I'm just doing this really, really quickly. So just try and add the flakes on the top. Okay, so you get the idea. So I'll put the top on before I sneeze and they go everywhere. So what you're going to do now, you just fold these stamens up. Okay, and then I'm going to use my glue and I'm going to stick them together. Pop that in the center and then just press it. Leave it for a minute or two, and then you can go around shaping your flower however you want it. This one here, I'm going to use this stamen here. You could obviously use gold to the edges. You could use your watercolours to add colour and definition to the edge there. But if we just fold that up, pop it on, and then we've got these really, really pretty flowers. And they're just something a little bit different rather than just using cardstock. Okay, obviously you'll be able to shape them and make them look really, really pretty. Okay, so those are my basic shapes. Then all I would do is get a card blank. I've just got a card blank here, and I've used some of the Craft Perfect French Blue cardstock. Just get gold everywhere. And then all you're going to do is you're just going to get your flowers and you're going to arrange them to whatever you want. Obviously, I'm not going to stick them all down. I'm just going to show you roughly. And then once you've got an arrangement that you like, I would obviously add some more than this. Then I've just got a gold pen and I've just gone through adding little gold dots all the way along until I've finished. Obviously you can add a sentiment, but that is my finished card. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you have fun with your craft kit. We'd love to see what you've created, so don't forget to tag Tonic Studios when you post them all on social media. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.